Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be testing out a brand new mascara from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the new Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara. I got this in PR and look at the packaging. This is so cool. I feel like Anastasia has like some of the best PR packaging, like the boxes that they come in. And no, this is the only thing that they sent, so it wasn't like overkill or anything. I feel like brands are doing much better when it comes to that, but this box is just cool. I love it. It's so like clean and artsy, and then the mascara in of itself is beautiful. So I'm going to be testing this out. I'm going to show you how it applies, and I'm also going to compare it to my experiences with other mascaras, ones that have similar shapes to the wand, as well as the Fenty mascara, even though I don't feel like they are the same at all. Spoiler alert. I know it's been widely talked about online how this component looks so much like the Fenty one. It's already been addressed by the brand, so I'm not going to get into it, but we all know by now, I feel like we all know, that these things start off years before we ever see them. So I don't feel like I need to talk about that, but I am going to compare them for you guys, show you guys the wand differences, as well as my thoughts on the comparisons on how they go onto the lashes. I have a little card here with all the information on it, so I'm going to read all the imperative details before I get into the demo. It says Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara, Extreme Volume Mascara, bragging rights included. I think that's cute. I just think it's cute. Instantly adds the look of dramatic volume, fullness, and thickness to any lash type. It's jet black in color. Water-resistant formula glides on effortlessly for a comfortable wear that lasts all day long. I didn't even know that. I didn't read the card before I went in. I just started applying mascara. Specially designed hourglass-shaped brush delivers the perfect amount of product onto each lash with buildable volume and length. Ultra creamy formula is designed to prevent clumping and doesn't dry out lashes, fade, or smear. That's very important to me. I don't like for my lashes to get dried out, especially during the winter months. Granted, we are almost into spring, but I like to really take care of my lashes. You guys know I use a lash serum. I baby my lashes, and yeah, so I like that it's not going to dry them out and make them brittle. It's formulated without parabens, gluten, and phthalates, ophthalmologist tested, dermatologist tested, and clinically tested, cruelty-free. And then on the side of the card, it says brag a little. Just a single coat delivers the perfect amount of product, leaving you with voluptuous, defined lashes that last all day. Brag a lot. Apply 2 coats for extra length and thickness, or total bragging rights. Apply 3 coats for full-on extreme volume. The retail price is $26. Now, let's go ahead and get into the actual product. So this is what the bottle looks like. It's beautiful, you guys. It really is, and it feels nice and heavy, like not too heavy, but it feels pretty luxe in the hands. I love the black gradient to this rose gold. It's gorgeous, and I do want to point out that the Fenty one, this one is much lighter in your hands. There's a definite feel of difference. Like you can definitely tell that this one feels just a little bit more luxe. Don't get me wrong. I love my Fenty mascara, and I blame all of you guys. See, I lasted. I have not opened this until today, but I knew that I needed to compare them, and I knew that I needed to show the actual brush on this, and I didn't want to use my sample. I've been good. But anywho, I want to show you guys that the component is even a little bit more different than you expect. I'm going to show you guys a close-up right now. The Fenty one is actually like it's more silver. Like it maybe has I don't know. I feel like it's supposed to have a slight purple hint to it because I know that the sample has this lavender tint to it. I don't know if it's just the light. I'm putting it down. I feel like it's just mainly silver, and this one is rose gold. So you can see that difference. And then this has a smooth gradient, whereas this one has like a textured dot kind of gradient going on. And then there is a difference in the height. So just in case anybody is wondering about the actual differences between the two components, there it is for you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and apply a lot of coats. I'm applying a lot of coats, you guys. I like to go in and just build and build and build. I will go in and I add a coat of it. I'll wait a second. I'll add another coat of it. I couldn't even tell you how many coats of this I have on, to be completely honest, but I'm just kind of going back and forth, and I go on the back side of them as well, of my lashes, and I get this really long, defined lash. I feel like I got a ton of length out of this, and here is the close-up you guys can see of my lashes done. Yeah, I got a lot of length. I definitely got a lot of length out of this. This felt very creamy going on. It's not one of those drier kind of formulas, but it's not too wet either. But I would say it leans a little bit more on the, it's really not wet. Because I feel like sometimes that wet formula can get a little clumpy, but then it's kind of dry. It's a different type of texture, one that I really can't compare with something else. It's not reminding me of anything else, where a lot of the times I can put on a mascara and say, oh, this texture reminds me of such and such. All of the mascaras I'm about to compare to, this texture does not feel anything like any of the other mascaras. It almost feels like a gel creaminess, like between a gel and a moisturizing creamy. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's really nice. I do find this to be extremely buildable. Like I said, I couldn't even tell you how many coats I have. I went beyond bragging. What did it say? Total bragging rights. We need right after that. Whatever could come after that is where I went. But again, I do this with every single mascara. I sit here and apply and apply and apply and apply, and I like to really separate my lashes. This wand did that perfectly. I feel like you get the perfect amount on the wand, and I'm able to really just go in there, separate my lashes, build up the volume, and I think this looks really, really good. But when it comes to volume, I feel like the other mascaras that I'm going to compare it to actually deliver a little bit more on the volume side. And I think that's because, yeah, all of these are more on the drier side. I didn't notice any flaking or anything, which is more common with the drier formula. Even sometimes when I'm just putting a mascara on, I can get a little flake down here or something like that, and it just goes away. But the only thing that happened today was my lashes hit right up here while they were still wet, and I got a little thing. Waited for it to dry and it came off. So I had no issues with anything flaking right away. I will leave a pinned comment to let you guys know how it goes throughout the day. Do my lashes fall? That's one of my biggest pet peeves. If my lashes get weighed down and they fall, I can't stand it. And there's not many mascaras that do that to me. I have a natural curl to my lash, but my lashes are long. Again, I do use a serum. It's New Lash. That's what I use to make my lashes grow. So sometimes certain mascaras can weigh them down, and that drives me absolutely bonkers. But my first impressions are good ones. I do think that it's very black. I do agree that it will separate your lashes. I do think that it's volumizing, but not as volumizing as other mascaras. I think that it adds more definition and length than volume, but I'm okay with that. I love a fluttery long lash. And I do also think that this is very buildable. I was able to just keep going in, and I don't feel like I got clumpy. Let me get into the comparisons now. So you guys have already seen the side-by-side of the component of the Fenty Full Frontal. Now let me show you the actual wand. So the wand on the Fenty one is definitely different. It is very, very different. It's different than most things that I even have in my collection. This is kind of fat on one side and an oval type of shape, and then it's skinny on the other. I always use this mascara with just the side of it, and I go in, but this one I would say adds way more volume. It gives me length as well, but I don't think it gives me nearly as much length as the Anastasia one. So if you're looking for a lot of volume and something that's a little bit more creamy, but more on the like drier texture, I would say this one. This one definitely for length. I'm telling you, there is such a big difference in the way that these feel in my hands. I much prefer the way that this feels in my hands. Now let's talk about one that I was surprised that nobody said anything about when it comes to the component. And it might just be that this one isn't as widespread. I like this mascara a lot, and it's from MERCIER. It is the Caviar Volume. I used this for a while. This is my second tube of it. And this one actually has that gradient as well. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the close-up. The Laura Mercier is a little bit more on like the bronzy silver taupey kind of color, while again the Anastasia one is more of a rose gold, and the Laura Mercier one is even taller than the Anastasia one. The Anastasia is still heavier than the Laura Mercier. Now let me show you the wands on these. At first glance you may think that these are similar, but the Anastasia Beverly Hills has that hourglass shape, and the Laura Mercier has this twist wand. I'm hoping that it catches on camera. If not, when I'm editing, I'll add in a picture or something. But this one has like this twisted wand. This one gives a lot of volume and it gives a lot of length, but I feel like it does a great job of both. So it's not too much volume or too much length. It's just like the 2-in-1. So it doesn't really focus on one or the other. It just does a really nice job of both. Not as good as the Fenty when it comes to volume, but not as good as the Anastasia in terms of length. By the way, all the mascaras that I'm talking about today and comparing to the Anastasia one are ones that I actually like and I would suggest. I'm just letting you guys know what the differences are. Next up, the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Now, I know everybody thought of this wand whenever this one came out. And I'm thinking heaviness wise, these feel pretty similar. So if you're familiar with the weight of the Too Faced one, then it feels pretty similar. And then let me show you guys these side by side. I'm sure you guys know that they're different, but I'm just going to show you side by side. And then again, we're going to get into the wand. Looking at these wands really close, they are extremely similar. One thing I will note when I'm looking at them up close is that I can see that the Too Faced one grabs just like a little bit more product on the brush, which is where I think this one gets a little bit more of the volume. But it's also one that a lot of people have flaking issues with. And I'll tell you that I do end up getting flakes, but nothing major, nothing that's like all over my face. I like this mascara so much that I just deal with it and I will just fluff it away whenever I see it. This gives such a wispy type of look to the lashes that isn't really comparable to much else on the market. And I think that's why everybody loves it, because it's volume and like this wispiness. Now, the Anastasia one kind of gives you that wispiness, but not. Like this is a more defined wispy, whereas this one is a little bit, it's a drier mascara. So it will have your lashes, I don't know how to explain it. It almost looks like false lashes. You know how when you wear false lashes, you have just like all the lashes, the single ones, and they're not clumped together at all. That's kind of how I feel about this one. It's just, I end up with just a very wispy lash. This one is more defined. And then we have the Lash Paradise. You guys will see the up close of the components. Not the same at all. And this one is very light in the hands. And now for the wand. The wand of the Lash Paradise, to me, it has a slight hourglass shape, but not as much as the Too Faced. And definitely not as much as the Anastasia one. I feel like it almost kind of tapers up just a little bit. But yeah, I wouldn't say that these two wands are the same. And then the Lash Paradise, again, is just a little bit more volumizing. I don't think that these give a similar effect to the lashes at all. I like the Lash Paradise, but I don't like it as much as the Too Faced. I did a video comparing them side by side. I thought about doing that with these, but I was just like, has a lot of torture to my lashes. It's a lot of torture. I have repurchased this. This is actually the, waterproof formula, because I wanted something that I could wear and be like, not in the pool, but you know, around the pool. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. And then the last one is the COVERGIRL Exhibitionist Mascara. This one is so good. This is my favorite drugstore mascara. I compared this one to the Pat McGrath mascara. This is a really, really good one. Again, close up of the components, nothing alike. We have the standard, just silver packaging, lightweight, and then the wands are kind of similar. Let's get into those. With these are really, really close. I think that the Anastasia one is just like a little bit thicker, and the Exhibitionist is a little bit smaller from CoverGirl. But they're really, really close. And I think, again, looking at them very close, letting the light come through, like maybe the actual bristles on the Anastasia are a little bit longer, obviously, because it's a bigger wand. And then the amount of product, it's like the Anastasia one right at the top has less product than it does at the bottom. And I think that's what makes it so easy to get in there and really separate your lashes, where I think that this one is pretty evenly coated all along the wand. Again, I like this mascara. I would say again that this one is more of a volumizing mascara. And that's the biggest difference I have found between this new one from Anastasia and all of these other ones, is that this is just a different formula. It really is. It's something that I really can't think of with anything else that I have tried. I love how long my lashes look right now. I feel like if I didn't have any eyeshadow on, it would just be like, boom, lashes, and I'm so here for that. I am very excited to continue to try this out, and I am not only going to leave a pinned comment, but I will definitely update you guys. And I'll let you know what I think. So that is it, you guys. Let me know how you think this looks on my lashes, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Bye.